are sitting at the top of Yester Hill in Chanterelle's covered wagon, with the still unconscious form of Tomaz as he sort of grumbles in a half sleep. And you feel something sitting at the top of Yester Hill in Chanterelle's covered wagon, cart start to shake.
Like shaking or like falling into the ground?
Kind of like jittering, as if it's falling an inch and then stopping and then falling an inch and then stopping.
Can I look out?
Yeah, you open the back of the covered wagon and you see around the entire radius, the earth is churning and swirling and moving, in like a perfect circle around the cart. And the wagon is slowly sinking into the earth.
Okay. With how slow it is sinking. It's slow. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get out of the cart very carefully. I'm gonna try and jump out of the cart, not on the churning ground.
Roll an acrobatics check, because there's a pretty wide circle.
Okay.
And it is very slow. It's like 1 inch, then it kind of shakes, and then 1 inch.
27 at disadvantage.
Holy shit.
I'd be jumping.
Yeah, you just fucking leap out of the back of the covered wagon and like clear over the churning ground and land on the grassy earth, under the cloudy sky. And then you look back and you see Tomaz unconscious, still in the covered wagon, and as it continues sinking.
It's still sinking. It has not changed at all. Okay. All right, boys. Here's what we're doing. Going back in the cart, getting Tomaz out. I'm gonna try and lift him up out of the cart.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an athletics check for me then.
Okay. Please don't drop him. 18.
Okay. Yeah, you leap back most of the way towards the cart and just scurry back into the open back end, picking up Tomaz, sort of bridle carry as best as you can. He's very heavy, but you manage. And then you pull him, off of the wagon, and your feet sink an inch into the ground. And as you fully pull him off of the wagon, and so you're just like holding him up over the ground, your feet sink another inch as you're holding like this heavy weight of Tomaz.
Jesus.
Like from where I'm standing, can I place him or no?
Yeah, you can like kind of lean and like push and try and push him back on the cart. Make another athletics check. Of course, you already have disadvantage, so I can't nerf you more.
It is a natural 1, 4, 9.
Natural 1. So, Clement, as you stand there and lapping grass waves kind of push over, splashing against your ankles, you just like can't reach. You can't push Tomaz all the way back to the cart without moving your feet, and they're fucking stuck.
4, 9.
And so you don't drop him because of that fucking high initial athletics roll. But you just have to stand there holding onto his weight as he just like almost slips from your arms a little bit, and you just 3 more inches into the ground.
I can't pull myself out.
As soon as you think that, and like look for the edge of the circle, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. 12.
Yeah. You, with a wet sucking noise, are pulled into the earth.
Like all the way? I can't do
All
anything
the
else?
way. All the way into the earth. You see blackness. You feel pain as, like, earth shuffles and moves all around your body, covered in fucking burns. The pain is debilitating. And as a side note, I think as someone whose body is almost entirely covered with 3rd and 4th degree burns, I think I'm gonna dock like half your movement, by the way, mechanically from now on, just because I don't think someone would actually be able to like run and
Yeah.
jump and shit that much.
Yes, that is valid.
If that's fair. But you feel like the crushing weight push you down and down and down.
Cam is my best friend and Clement Dark Souls is my best friend, and stop.
Can
And
I
now we-
can I do anything?
Eat crispy.
I am
now we're-
holding Tomas to my chest. I'm scrambling for the pit. I'm trying to get the pit. Please let me in the pit.
And now we cut back to the rest of the party. So you all are standing there in a frigid cave with stalagmites and stalactites dripping from the floor and ceiling, and literally dripping a kind of cold, dark liquid, kind of murky gray, that pools in puddles on the floor, which Dima had found out last time are not shallow. At least some of them appear to just be like
Holes in the ground that lead to nowhere, that lead to dark tunnels
Hole
Hey
in the
full of
guys.
ground?
slimy things that will grab your toes.
Hey guys, so hole in the ground.
epic hole in the ground reference, actually.
I did get a
Um,
successful med check on my organs, so that's one
Good.
success.
Okay.
Making
and
a
if
note
you could-
called organ
Yeah.
check.
Organ check.
Organ check.
Hey guys, organ check. Who has all their organs?
Not
Um,
I do.
You all stand there, shivering. What would you all
Let's
like
leave.
to do?
Let's leave this cave. There's nothing but bad things in this cave.
Okay, so hey guys, just had a really cool little nap dream. Does everybody here consent to me calling them on my phone?
Who?
Me.
What's
Still unconscious. Hey, let's I still unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to be the subject of this. question.
Wait, but we just took a short rest. Can't you regain? Also, I healed you right after I used one of my spell slots to heal you,
Yeah.
so you were conscious
yeah,
when we
I-
took that short rest.
I think sleepy guy.
You slowly begin to come to consciousness at the end of the short rest, Chandrael.
So the question is being asked.
Don't. Yes, I consent.
Dima
Okay,
notices this and offers Chantel a drag from her endless supply of alcohol.
Facts.
Can I please have
Also,
something?
none of you have any idea what a phone is?
I
but,
asked. I think it's a ritual device.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, Penance has told us.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the phone.
Oh, right.
Explained it.
Yeah.
He explained
Yeah.
phone.
I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
Dima for a little glove,
Yeah.
as the kids
There was a
say.
coin.
Yeah,
there was-
Chantel
there
just
was a
kind of-
term coined by a warlock named Tomaz, son of Ediz.
I thought it was Alexandre Graham. I don't remember. the
Oh
name.
yeah, whatever. Same dude.
Yeah.
Old,
Something
old,
like
old
that.
white man.
Yeah. Old white wizard.
You're right. Yep, wizard. Yep.
Yeah. All right. What would you all like to do?
Um, should we keep going? I really don't like it here, guys. Like a
I-
So
lot.
the only way we could keep going is if we went back. If we go down the hot hole,
Mm,
and
I mean,
the only
Wait,
way that
isn't
we
there?
can do that is if we tie a rope around a stalactite,
Wait,
stalagmite.
I don't want to go into the pit with the noises. Isn't there a little like tunnel like the opposite direction, Lux? Can't we keep going this way?
Yeah, let me unobscure that for you. You see there is a little bit of a further tunnel as it gets about
the pit.
2 feet tall, maybe by 2 feet wide, and it narrows out and ultimately ends. In
Is
that
there anything
direction.
there?
More pools of dark gray water.
So this is the end of the tunnel. So we have to go back to the pit,
To the
right,
pit.
Lux?
I mean, you could dive into the pools.
No,
No.
I don't have water breathing anymore.
To the pit.
Let's to the fucking pit. Okay.
Okay.
It's fine.
I will tie a rope around a stalagmite.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check real quick for me.
I'm gonna guide Dima on that survival check.
$14.
Okay. You find a stalagmite and lash some of your remaining rope onto it. Do you have 50 feet? Probably.
Oh, I don't actually have any rope.
I have rope. I have so much fucking rope.
Okay.
I have 100 feet of string.
That's not gonna hold us.
Yeah, that won't hold us. I have rope. It is in the sinking cart, though.
Ah, shoot. Darn.
Yeah,
It's the sinking
it's,
part.
Rope
it's sinking into the hole.
Which part of the hole?
the hole
part
in
of it.
the ground.
The hole in the
Okay. You all get back to the top of the small platform of stone between the two holes which you had chosen from previously. And you see in front of you the 3-foot diameter, rough-hewn, cavernous drop down into another section of cave, which you can mostly make out the shaft of, if you will.
Ha. Shaft.
Up into the mine shaft, do it like,
Like
a speed run.
Here. And dimly, you actually can see from the top all the way to the bottom. And it's just more rocky, cavernous texture with some cracks in the ground, you imagine. You think you can see in the dim light. Are y'all gonna try and descend the rope?
I will.
Oh, also, it is warmer in this, the air coming out of this pit is a little bit of a warmer breeze. And you still hear faint chittering from somewhere at the bottom.
No.
Yeah.
I have a produce flame at the tip of my sword, which is I need to take damage for that real quick, but you know.
Okay.
Where is D&D Beyond the app?
So, can we have a marching order for descending?
Can
Should
I
I-
not go first just so that somebody can catch me if I fall? Because I'm really bad at climbing.
Yeah.
Dima
Should
first.
I'll go
Should I
second.
badger? Should I go back to badger and if we get into combat, jerk immediately and be on someone's shoulder?
Would
It's-
Does it take a spell slot?
It takes a wild
Two. I have 2 uses of wild shape since we short.
I'd say do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
But
it's one less strength check that you, Chantra Lipka, have to make.
Yeah.
yeah, just
Yeah.
I would maybe save a wild shape for if we have to
Yeah.
get back out of the cave.
I mean, so
Yeah.
we need one for combat, and if we go into combat again, we need to take a short rest after to get out of here.
Yeah,
Or-
and my wild shape first. So yeah, I have 6 strength, so I think it is better if I get a badger again.
Yeah, no, it's smart.
With
So-
the dim light from Ori's sword at the farthest extent of the radius,
I think it's a 20-foot radius with produce flame, which is
Yeah.
fine.
I'm just going by the radii
Yeah, the
on
aura I
roll
made.
20.
Yeah.
Dimly, you can see, as I said, the very bottom, and you wager it's about 26 feet, 25 feet, somewhere around there. So it wouldn't be calamitous if you fell, but it would hurt a lot.
I have healing
Okay.
back.
Dima Ori Penance, was it? Okay. Could you all please make athletics checks for me?
Come on, D&D Beyond.
Gesundheit.
Don't fuck me.
Can I use acrobatics?
Yes.
I have expertise.
Because it's descending rope.
Yeah, if we can use
Um,
acrobatics. I got the same score with athletics and acrobatics, 15.
30.
Holy shit.
My athletics was actually really high. Can I guide myself?
Yeah.
Okay, it was 19 without guidance and 21 with guide.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. One by one, you all begin to descend, mostly without issue. The cavern walls of this downwards pit, if you will, and yeah, let's avoid the S word. You realize as you descend, they're sweating. Like the walls are covered in a thin layer of moisture the entire way down. And as you get further and further down, you smell stronger and stronger this like terrible rotting stench. And about halfway down, Dima and Ori, you catch a hint of something sulfurous in there as well.
Boy.
As you descend.
Just for the sake of I'm playing a blood hunter, anything about the smell ring familiar vis-a-vis Fey Fiends or undead?
No, but because you're playing a pearl hunter, you can make Can you make a nature check for me, please?
Okay, straight nature check?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's a 7, boys. It was almost a 20, but it's
Well,
a 7.
Damn. Sulfur, right? Could be natural, could be
be
demons, could be nothing.
Yeah, might be.
Could
might
be like
might be
noxious
fire.
fumes. Who
Yeah.
knows?
We could die here.
That's what Ori's thinking about.
Yeah, no, it is.
Okay, and Dima, you get to the bottom first.
Mhm.
And standing in this kind of like 7-foot, let me.
Did you say
Venting?
venting? That's kind of sus.
Like Among Us?
Oh my god, fucking Christ.
Who was
But the
sussy?
fissure at
Who
its
was
widest
sussy?
point is about this wide at the widest, and extends for a little bit. And then, other than that, there are a couple of other like cracks and dents and holes in the floor of the cavern. But you also see that it does not end here. Rather, there is another passage to your left that is much narrower, about a foot wide, burrowing off into the rock into darkness.
Well, it seemed pretty tiny. I'm very which way does the heat seem to be coming from?
With the 15, the heat also seems to be coming from fissure in the ground.
So the heat seems to be coming from that fissure in the ground, that
Yes.
crevasse.
Roll a quick investigation check that for me.
Wait, boss, epic K2 reference?
Yeah, 15.
Okay. You get the sense as you're like literally standing over the fissure that the smell coming from here, this is where the hot air, the hot breeze is coming out of, and the vague, just the hint of sulfuric smell. But that's all you can smell, like, streaming out of this fissure, meaning that the corpse smell, the rotting smell, is not from this fissure.
Okay, I'll relay that information, and then I'll say, so do we want to look for dead things or hot things that will make you dead?
Well,
I really don't want to be dead.
Me neither.
Can we?
Oh,
How
it's
can
funny.
you?
It's funny you should mention that, because Ori, you spot something on the ground.
well,
Just
number
a
one, I
small
do just want to make
object.
the comment that Ori would not say aloud that she is a hot thing that kills people in multiple ways. But yeah, what do I see?
Just a small object on the ground, kind of rectangular.
Pop a squat. Look
Kind
at it.
of like a little bit charred, kind of very worn and faded out. You pop a squat and pick it up.
I don't pick it up yet.
Okay. Just looking at it, it seems to be a piece of like parchment or cardstock. I'd say about like that big,
Okay.
and it just has a very faded, worn. It looks like it's been her for 70 years at least.
Is there any visible writing on it?
Not on this side now.
Okay, I flip it over with caution.
You see a very, very faded sepia-toned illustration
Ooh.
of a craggy mountainside and a here we go. A craggy mountainside with a black sky in the background, moonless, starless, and you see a mounted figure on a horse, a figure you barely recognize. It might be Strahd? He wears a black crown and holds at the side of the horse a Stygian black longsword.
Dope. Fucking
And
dope sword.
On this
Respect
piece
name.
of parchment, very, very hard to read, weathered away, there is a small label that says 13, death.
13, like the card. Is this a Taroga card?
Yes, it is.
Hold it up. We got, one of those fortune cards. Was this in our original reading? And I go and check my notes, by which I mean
I know.
live on stream.
I got that
find our
one.
reading. Death?
Yeah, for like me.
I got it in an Ori reading last week. So
Huh.
that's cool.
Interesting.
Um,
Yeah, but you pick it up and just like a little bit of it kind of crumbles where you touch it, but you can hold on to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly put it in my notebook and then go back in my notebook and look at has image from
Burdened.
Fungeon Mistress. That's how I categorize my my notes in my notebook.
Proud to be called by the title.
Yeah. It suits you.
Thank you.
Cutlass dagger.
You're not
state
fun.
antechamber.
I'm abundantly fun.
You're so
They're
fun.
more fun than a lot of DMs that I've had.
Thank you.
8 of glyphs.
You're welcome.
9 of swords. Okay, they were all minor arcana for the things that are special to us.
But that's what you see.
Yeah.
And there's the fissure in the ground and the hole in the side of the wall.
When Madame Eva pulled the card for me, she said like something something suffering something just like bad things, I guess.
I think she also might, it might also have good meanings.
Yeah, she didn't say any good meanings for me, but that's okay. I just really don't want any of us to die. And I don't like it.
Chantrell, do you know anything about Taroka? With having grown up with Ava?
Well, I can just say this the answer is right.
Yeah.
Little badger chirps that signify positive noise and the badger
Okay.
just go.
Is this just an inherently bad thing? Are we gonna die in here?
Is it Lux?
You don't know.
Oh, you.
Well, maybe it doesn't mean anything, and somebody with a Taroka deck was just like here hanging out, and then you know she accidentally left it because she went back up because she was done hanging out in here.
Okay.
I will be honest, the Wi-Fi is pretty.
Ooh. She's having a time, huh?
Wi-Fi?
It's because I think it's yeah. So whatever you said about Death Card, didn't hear it.
Okay. But that's it. It's just the
It's
death
a
card.
fucked up guy. Well, so what are the directions we can go from here, Lex? There's like that smaller.
There is about a 1 foot diameter hole in the wall ahead of you that leads horizontally on into darkness, and below you, with the hot breeze and slight sulfurous smell, is a couple meter long fissure that's about wide enough for you to squeeze into if you went sideways down it.
Last time I tried talking to the mysterious gaps in the cave, and then most of us almost died. So I'm not gonna advise that.
I think, like, you know, I don't make the best decisions, right? I don't know a lot about things in the dirt, but maybe like if we go to whatever is like dead, then we can examine like their body and figure out how they died and maybe gain some more insight as to what the fuck is going on down here.
That's not a half bad idea.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's
How
a
are you
really
gonna
good
figure out
idea.
how it
Chirps
died?
of approval.
Well, we can look at it really hard.
Chantrell has death magic if he doesn't want to be a badger anymore. I'm not saying you don't have to be a badger right now. I'm just saying that, like, if the situation calls for unbadgering, you know, unbadger.
Yeah.
De-badger?
There's just
D-Badger.
Badger is just nodding occasional chirps of yes, yeah.
I say let's hesitate on going down further just for right now and check out what's on this level, because if we need to go back up, it's going to be a lot harder.
All right.
Okay.
And with that, I'm going to cast False Light and Mage Armor.
Okay.
Both of them.
Both of them. Okay. So, y'all are gonna try and squeeze into that hole?
Yeah.
Is there anything else on this particular level that does not require entering a 1 foot by 1 foot hole?
There is not.
I have
This
organ
is the
damage.
bottom of the pit. Yeah, it's the fissure or the hole.
I mean, do pits really have bottoms? Not in my experience. Listen.
It's true.
We can go deeper.
The soldier be like, we can go deeper. Okay. So who is crawling into the hole first?
I'm limber. Well, Chantrell first, maybe, because he's a little badger.
Yeah, so just in case if it's like a lost cause, no one has to fucking squeeze themselves into it.
So
Okay.
That's what we've done for previous times. So
Oh, and penance mark this room.
yes, I'll put a little heart. Also, Lux, just retroactively, I crossed out the little chalk heart that I put in the Remmerhaus room, and I put a frowny face, so we don't go back in there.
Excellent. Okay. Good to know.
Oh
I-
wait, hey Alex.
Yeah.
I have a quick question.
Mhm.
I think it's no, because as in wild shape, I only keep my stats. For my critical injury, does it apply when I'm a badger? 'Cause
No.
one of the badger things relies on something involving that.
You
No, it
lost your
does not.
fucking sense of smell?
In
The
case,
cook.
No!
The cook. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
that's
so
why this
sad.
entire thing I've been like, it's literally like, oh, but
I
it's
can
like the
fix him.
saddest thing.
I
Get
will
ready
fix
for
him.
some meals that are just a little bit off in flavor. Like they're still really good, but they're just like just a little bit too much salt. You know?
So it carries over.
It doesn't, because
It
it's
does
not.
No, the critical injury does not carry
Okay.
over.
Because you get all the new
I roll.
senses of the creature
Yeah.
you wild shape into.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
smell
That's what I
and
told
taste.
Panther was, but I wanted to.
Maybe
make
Chantrell
sure.
can just be a badger when he cooks.
Hey, I've seen a monkey. I have seen a monkey. Monkeys have
One
claws.
monkey, yeah.
I can be a cook. No, I can't. I can't be a
Could
cooking
literally
monkey.
be a cooking monkey.
I'm
Holy
not
shit.
being a cooking monkey.
Wait,
It's a
can Chantrell be
possibility.
Winston?
Oh my god.
Well, shape into Winston.
Monkey. Monkey. Okay. Shanti, you
Yeah.
little badger scurry into the hole in the wall. Kind of at the base of the cavern floor.
I'm keeping my light
okay.
up so you have 20 feet. I'm like right here, so you have like 20 feet of light, 10 of which is
Yeah.
bright.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have
understand.
30 feet of dark.
Nice.
Uh,
Shanti, you make
Outside
it
of that.
you make it the first 12 feet in, 18 feet in, and then you see the cavern, like the tunnel kind of narrows off into a hole in the end of the tunnel in front of you, about this wide, that probably only you, a badger, could fit through unless someone really wanted to fucking squeeze painfully through it.
Mhm.
And then also beneath you, there is a hole in the bottom of the cavern floor that is about maybe that wide. Yeah.
Can I peek my little badger self into very, 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 very tiny badger hole?
Yeah, into the one on the wall.
Yeah, just to like literally just like put my body in it, see what the fuck's in it, and then scurry back out. I'm not going to go any further than it.
What is your dexterity modifier?
As
As
a
a badger?
badger?
Mhm.
As a badger, let's pull this back up. It's an 11.
11 plus
It's an
11.
11. The badgers are tiny.
Holy shit.
They're a tiny beast.
Okay. I'm just calculating a passive check. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you scurry into that little hole, and it gets like 7 inches wide, diameter, like as it funnels further and further
Yeah.
for about another 5 feet. And then with dark vision, you see that there's an end a couple feet ahead of you, and that it opens up into a little bit of a larger cavern, still very cramped, about 3 feet high, maybe at its highest point.
Okay.
Very rocky, unlit.
Okay. So 7 inches is not a lot. So that's a badger. Yeah. So
Oh.
yeah.
I should also say that the smell of rotting corpses blasts into your face, like
Oh, and out of fucking
absolutely overwhelmingly, out of
You
the
can
gray
see-
darkness
There's
before
no
you.
version. Wait, what?
Yeah, I can't.
Is the Mormon guy in here,
I know
Lex?
that means that you could still cook this as well, but you just
He died in the birthing canal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's awful. But as soon as it gets to the point where they can't squeeze through, which I think you said probably about like 5 feet in, yeah, I turn my little self back, and I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna go out like 5 feet into the.
Okay. Yeah, you have like wall climb shit as a badger, right?
Yeah, and I can browse.
Okay. You see this sort of downwards shaft is a little bit larger than the other one, but it only extends for maybe 8 feet down before ending in a gentle slope, and then opening out into a little bit of a larger room, which is about 5 feet tall by like 7 feet wide. And you see a burnt circle on the ground of the cave. And you see a overgrown fungus pile just kind of sitting next to that burnt circle. And then a sort of rectangular bed of fungus beside it, like perfectly rectangular.
Perfectly rectangular.
Robopuck.
Oh, cool. Oh, so cool. I think it is. I think way that's like fucking pouring rain.
Right down to the
Okay. Fast enough as a badger. I'm not going to enter the room, but I'm going to scurry down the tunnel quietly. It's like
Okay.
slowly scurry down and slowly scurry up after I get.
That was really hard to understand. Sorry. Yours.
Cool. So cool. I'm gonna like slowly scurry down like quietly in case there's anything, but then scurry fast back up just in case there's something down there that's fucked up. For
Okay.
reference, when I say I scurry back up. Because I
Go
I
ahead and
want to
roll.
see what the fungi are. I'm sorry, it's because I'm not.
Go ahead and roll a
What?
stealth check
Roll.
and investigation for me, please.
So I'm just going to roll a straight d20 for stealth because I'm a badger. That's cool. And what else did you want me to? Sorry, it's cutting out every other word back here.
Yeah, no, it's doing that. Stealth and investigation, please.
Investigation. I only have a +1 to that. Wow. I'm doing good. Great birthday rolls, me.
What did you get for those? Sorry.
They're in the roll 20. 3
Okay.
for stealth, 6 for investigation.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You scurry down, and you see do you go to like the kind of larger pile of fungus or the rectangular bed?
I go to whichever one is the closest to the tunnel, and
Okay.
I'm not immediately because as Chantrell has a skill that fucking spurs can kill you dead.
Oh yeah.
And as a little tiny badger, that shit could kill me dead.
Yeah.
So I go as close as I can. I would know possible to safely observe, but not die.
You scamper right. You scamper up to it, within a reasonable distance, and you see these fungi are actually kind of like a silken almost carpet over objects. As you get closer, you see the taller pile seems to be a kind of haversack or like pack of some kind, and you see a glass vial of dark blue liquid sitting next to it. And getting a better glimpse downwards, you see just a couple feet away, the rectangular bed is just that, a bedroll. And as you put those together, you hear from the far left of the cave, in the dark corner of another, like, extending tunnel,
We have clerics.
Scampering. I'm scampering as soon as I hear that. The moment I hear that, I'm fucking scampering.
We have a cleric, it's fine.
and you scamper as a badger right the fuck out of the cave, out of that tunnel, and back into the area with the other people.
Yeah. So, I communicate the very general vibes with kind of concerned badger squeaks for the one I just scurried out of.
Like monsters? There's creatures in there. Okay.
Yeah, all of you now hear
Sorry, guys.
To the fissure, into the fissure, let's go in the fissure.
okay. Are you all gonna go in the fissure?
Fuck yeah.
Don't want to fuck with whatever that is.
You
I
have
guess
fucking
we have
turn
to.
undead.
Oh, I do. Is this undead, Lex?
I don't know, Penance. Do you think it's undead?
One would assume.
Oh yeah, because it is like
Being
a
the-
little guy. Well, so true.
And he mushrooms.
Well, is the noise within 30 feet of us?
You're not sure. It goes down that tunnel and bends around and into darkness.
Okay, if I see any fucking ghosts or ghouls, I'm readying my action to turn those bitches.
Okay. So yeah, there is the sulfurous fissure beneath your feet. Are y'all gonna try and squeeze down into it?
Does that sound like a good plan, guys? I don't think there's anything else that we can do.
I agree. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm glad you're sweet.
You all can take your time with this. But I would like everyone but Shanti, who's descending here, to make dexterity saving throws. As you descend one by one into a rock fissure about that wide.
A 9.
D&D Beyond or roll 20? I'm nervous to roll. Let's go DDB. Come on. Really
9 for
bad
Patton.
for me. 13.
13 for Ori. And Dima?
21.
Holy shit. Okay. In no particular order, Dima, you put your feet in and take a deep breath and just fucking begin to push yourself down into the fissure, down and down. And you feel with your feet before moving yourself further, and you feel it doesn't get narrower, at least, so you think you can keep descending this way. And you go down 6 feet, 12 feet, 15 feet of just shuffling with your nose pressed against rock and the back of your head pressed against rock. And the stench of sulfur begins to get worse and worse. And Ori, following you, do the same. But then Penance, as the rest of the party drops down into the chamber below, Penance begins clambering down the tiny, steep descent. And then you can't. You can't continue any further. Penance, you are stuck. You feel pressed between the two walls of stone. You are jammed.
Stuck, and I don't know what to do.
The rest of you...
If I can hear him, I'm gonna try and go back up and help him.
Sure. But the rest of you drop into this room. Oh shit, can you see the E in there? Oh, don't worry about that.
E?
Yeah, don't worry about the E.
Worried about the E.
No, don't worry about it. That's just for me.
What does
the rest
E
of...
stand for? What the fuck?
Elliot's guest character.
E fun room.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, Horatio's here.
You,
E for
Dima,
Horatio.
Shanti, and Oriel, as you fall out of the crevice into the bottom of this room, and a little bit of water pooled on the ground, you feel heavy bursts of warm air from a crevice at the bottom of the room. And suddenly, you are all choking as you realize that this room, this, like, contained pressurized chamber underneath all the other rock, cut off from any large channels with only small entrances, is filled with gas. And the sulfuric smell makes you start retching. Could Shanti, Ori, and Dima please roll a Constitution saving throw?
Great.
I don't have my decent home. It's fucking gorgeous.
11.
Hey, nat 20 for 23.
6.
Okay. Well, nice, Ori. Dima and Chanterelle Badger form. Both of you are considered poisoned for D&D. Your head begins to hurt as if there is pressure pushing on the temples on the outside as you breathe in the yellowish gas that fills this room.
Guys, this is just Agni's basement. We found
Yeah.
it.
Fine. You just
Yeah.
have to develop the resistance.
Yeah.
And you feel heavy, the two of you. Meanwhile, Penance, you
Hey.
are just now stuck.
Hey guys, are there bad things down there?
We're coughing.
Okay.
Do
Strain
I
Badger
recognize this
sleeves.
poison to any degree? I know a lot about poison.
I'm gonna try and scramble up to the because I'm like stuck here, so I can't go any further down. But I'm gonna try and like grab onto the like opening of the fissure and like scramble myself back up so I can put a rope down for my boys.
Okay. Make
Can I do acrobatics?
yeah,
Because
make
I'm
an
like
acrobatics
wiggle,
check to squirm back up.
wiggle time for tea. Natural 20
Nice.
yeah.
for a 23.
Nice. You take a deep breath as best as you can, and you feel like the cave wall
I'm just
pushing
squishing.
back against your chest as it expands. And then you start pushing yourself back up, trying to wiggle and move and kind of like inch your way back, almost army crawling vertically. And you make your way back into the previous rocky chamber.
Okay.
I should say the rest of you all in the room, in the fun times room, you see a couple of exits from this room that are not the fissure. Specifically, a thin kind of crack in the top right hand of the room, kind of a couple feet up, that is gently pouring water over the side of the rock into the room, which is what the puddles on the ground are from. And you also see the hole sort of towards the bottom of the floor, which descends, is about 2 feet, a foot and a half, maybe 2 feet in diameter, and descends at a 30-degree angle into darkness.
If you need to come back up, I can throw you a rope to come back up. But is there something down there?
There are a bunch of doors. Or not doors, but there is also poison.
Yeah, Dima's
Huh.
gonna try to keep going back up.
I'm gonna have the three of you make another con save, please.
Would love to.
I love doing that.
21.
7.
Hey. 3. I rolled 2 numbers tonight. 3 and 6.
Aw. Nice.
Ori, did you save again?
I got a 7.
Okay. Dima, you pull the cloth of your tabard over your mouth and hack, and eventually you're able to breathe a little bit more clearly, and the pain kind of subsides. You're no longer poisoned. But Chanterelle is still poisoned, and Ori, you are slowly beginning to feel the same effects.
Dope. Do I have antitoxins? I forget if I made antitoxins. I'll check. Let me check my inventory.
Could we keep going, like, farther down from there? Or should we try our luck with the small thing that Shanti went through? I think this is our best bet, whatever's down there. Because I don't know if we'll be able to fit into where Shanti went.
We won't. I do not have antitoxins unless I wrote it down somewhere else. I did not write it down somewhere else. Do I have the antitoxin? You know?
Yeah.
Like Nick Bronsa.
Okay, so...
Y'all are just chilling in the...
No,
I'm
we
going
need to
back
make a
up.
decision.
Pen needs to get down here, unfortunately.
Okay, I'll go down.
Ori's not
if
saying
Ori
that.
says that
That's
to
B
me...
strategizing.
Yeah.
If Ori tells me to go down, I'm jumping down.
Ori has a
So-
passive persuasion of 3.
Yeah,
Ori's passive persuasion for Penance the Jester
yeah.
is 30.
Yeah. Special case. Dima, as you think, fuck this, I'm getting out of here, you look upwards and you see the fissure that you came out of extends from kind of the top side of one of the walls of this round cavernous room up to the ceiling, and there is little to no way to reach the fissure again unless you were like stuck to the, like you had spider climb or something and were climbing up upside down.
Great, so we're stuck.
So I'll jump down with you guys?
Be careful, but yeah.
Okay. What
Use
should I
the
make,
little
Lex?
guidance magic thing.
Please make a dexterity saving throw.
Can't even use my little guidance magic. Hey, better than last time. I got a 12.
You begin to skirt downwards, the stone pressing up against your head and your shoulders and your torso on both sides, pressing you and crushing you. But with a brief yelp, probably,
Yeah.
and a sploosh, you land in the acrid water in the yellow gas-filled chamber with the rest
No,
of
I
them.
get my slippers out of that water.
Okay. It's kind of most of the floor, but you find a little dry patch to stand on. Squad's all here.
Not Clem.
Well, not Clem. sorry, Squad.
Okay, let's go. Which one's more person-sized? Which exit from this is more person-sized?
The crevice with water pouring through it is just a slit in the top of the wall.
No.
But the one moving, or the one that opens to somewhere below, is about 1.5 foot radius, maybe a little bit more than that.
100.
We're having great fun in the cave.
Oh,
Sean-
Penance, please make a Constitution saving throw
Okay.
as you
Great
breathe in
fun in the cave.
gas.
Great fun in the cave. Please, God. I don't want to be poisoned. 15?
That makes it.
Let's fucking go. Okay, let's get out of here, guys. Let's get out of here.
Can I
Um,
retry my save?
Yes.
Okay.
The rest of you, please also re-roll.
Okay, we need to get out of here before anybody gets their humors more
Nope,
imbalanced.
I'm poisoned still.
Me too.
Let's go. 13. But
13 is exactly what you need. Chandrael, you are able to breathe a little bit more freely as you cover your face, but Dima, it begins to soak through the fabric, the yellow mist does.
Okay, guys, let's get out of here. One by one, into the hole. Let's go.
Okay. You all begin to drop down through the hole. Everyone please make one more athletics check for me.
It has to be athletics, it can't be acrobatics.
Yeah, it's getting through a tight... Actually, I'll let you do acrobatics.
Thank
Yay.
you.
Well, my athletics was better.
My acrobatics was better. 19.
20.
1 second, guys.
I-
That's a 15 from me without guidance. I can guide myself if that's not good enough. That's a 16 with guidance.
Okay. One by one, all of you make your way down and down and down. It's only about a 30-degree grade.
What?
God, we're all in the same building.
Only about a 30-degree grade downwards, but it goes for about 10, 12 feet. And then you all scamper out, clambering out into another chamber. Another smallish chamber, but larger than the cramped crevices you crawled through before. This chamber is comfortable enough to stand in. It is rough-hewn from the rock, the same as the rest of the caverns. But immediately, as you all tumble out of that hole, that shaft, into this chamber, hacking up the last of the mist. And by the way, after a couple minutes here, if you stay, the poison condition will go away. As just your head, the pounding slowly fades. But you see the stone walls of this room are covered head to toe, top to bottom, in carvings, in writing and symbols and pictographs. You see figures, you see text, you see an image of a tree.
I'm excited.
Wedged into the ceiling of this about 6 foot tall, maybe 5.5 tall chamber, are a variety of small charms that hang from twined strings, just speckling the ceiling like stars. From pieces of bone and feather to well-carved, like intricate visages of animals. You see like a piece of coal hanging from the ceiling, carved with the face of an elk. And
Wait.
on one side of this small room, you see the remains of an old campfire. Another kind of blackened circle of soot burned into the ground with maybe 1 or 2 logs in it.
How old does it look?
You walk over and kind of gently touch one of the logs with your boot, and it just, like, part of it crumbles into dust. Exceptionally old.
Ori
Okay.
is thrilled by everything in this room. Can I look at the writing and everything and look for any, like, religious symbolism, any, like, anything I can read, anything so on and so forth, because I'm Ori.
Yeah, make a religion or intelligence check.
Is it about fae fiends or undead?
Yes.
Okay, come on, D&D Beyond. 19.
Okay. Ori, you look around this room. It is covered in carvings. Every inch that's not floor or charm-spangled ceiling is covered in text, in carvings. What languages do you know?
I know Avanti, Druidic, Legia, I forget the name of the language, Sithir, and we mentioned that I know, like, the very basics of the one that is effectively Greek.
Yeah, Tamil, the church language.
And I probably know very limited Abyssal just from school, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Many of these carvings are in Druidic.
Yes.
Though not all of them. You see pictographs and explanations of priestesses enraptured in ritual. And a repeated motif you see over and over and over again is a tall, sort of basic drawing of a almost stick figure-like woman wearing antlers from her head.
Fuck
yeah. And carrying a large bow.
Does this look similar to imagery I saw of the Fanes or of Tiandra, who was Elk Mom?
This looks similar to imagery of the Fanes. Okay. And actually you begin to read some of the Druidic text, and it speaks of death and the honor of a well-tended to death. And it describes a folk legend of all of the island of Barovia rising up around a tree that you recognize as leafless and black, and it hails it as a sort of progenitor spirit or like embodiment of progenation.
That's the word.
For the Isle of Barovia. What was your roll was 19?
Yeah.
Near the bottom of the walls of text, after a couple of minutes of reading, and everyone just standing, waiting.
I'm saying
watching.
Nothing out loud.
Yeah. Yeah. You see near the bottom a carving of a huge dragon. A winged beast. And you see stick figure men with swords. And the writing beside it is incomprehensible. And then further down and across the room, you see a drawing of the same dragon with a sword through its chest. Kind of on the left side of the picture, you see the depiction of the woman with the antlers with a sword through her chest. On the right side of the picture, and in the middle, you see an image unlike the rest of the pictograms in this space. A soot-stained, blackened stick figure of a man.
So, hi, it's Matt Pat here with another game theory. That's how Ori starts talking after like 10 minutes of just staring at the wall. Okay, so opening the notebook, I found a document of the Argynvost dream I had a while back. So let me pull that up. Oh, you know is the name of this document in my Google Docs. A huge city, Argynvost, no castle Ravenloft. Of course not. I am in these tall pine woods, not pitch black. I see the forest folk, the mountain folk. I am in Argynvost, the guild that watches it. To the north, there is a war raging across the Isle. Into the forest, lore stuff that I haven't shared. Mages fighting chosen of the guys. But then we learned from Kavan, or was the wizard Kavan or Kazan?
Kazan.
Kazan, we learned that Argyn, as in Argynvost, was a dragon. Okay? So, when Alba died, I had a vision about Argynvost the city. There's, Argynvost means Argyn held. There was a big battle there a long time ago, but Argyn is a dragon. So I point to the dragon image. Dragon image right there.
For cultural reference, you also all know that there's no such thing as dragons.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw a fucking I
If
saw a
we
fucking
fought one.
bug crawl out
There
of
are
the
huge
sky.
snakes and huge serpents and like terrifying monsters, but there are no dragons onto it though.
But the card game.
There's a game called Three Dragon Ante based around
Yeah.
the mythical creature, yeah.
Yeah. But, okay, so dragons, which are fake, but maybe not, because Kazan seemed pretty convinced that there was a fucked up dragon. And also, Van Richten / Kazan's tower, like, summoned a dragon to attack us and almost kill us, as we can recall.
Which you would know was an elemental.
It was an
technically,
elemental, but it looked like a dragon. Okay. Anyway, so this is her exact speech pattern here, which is also B took 2 Klonopins before this session, and is doing great. Thanks for asking.
You're all doing amazing.
Yeah. So the Fane, I do this and then I point to the woman with the antlers. She maybe fought the dragon or something, and there's a lot here about like dying and death, and how dying is like good and righteous, but like personally on that, I don't
Specifically, sorry, to interrupt, but it doesn't say so much death is always righteous as like
it is good to die a righteous death.
Like a death that is shepherded and protected, and if like the body is cared for, you will be like released into the arms of the huntress.
Okay.
Sort of implying that if it's not, you're fucked.
Yeah. It's sort of like burying people so they go to the Fane better. Yeah.
And roll a quick intelligence check for me.
Is it about Fey Fiends or undead?
Yes.
Dope. Intelligence advantage. 17.
You extrapolate quickly that if burial and proper care of the body and the soul after death brings you closer to the huntress and her domain of the earth and underneath it, then leaving a body, say, hanging on a sacred tree is the worst possible punishment.
Yeah. Yeah. I clarify that. So maybe the deeper we go, the closer we get. Maybe. Because that's her domain. But there's also like priestesses following her around, and I sort of gesture to the three of us who are referred as such. So that's kind of, we're supposed to maybe keep going deeper. I don't think we need to die. I think that would be upsetting.
That would make me sad.
But I think that if we want to make progress, we have to go as deep as we can into this
Okay.
pit.
Oh, I should mention something else you all see. Which, a little important. On the opposite side of the cavern from your entrance, there is a low tunnel, 3 feet high, that slopes gently downwards. It is a smooth bored tunnel, as if either it was created or shaped simply by the amount of people going down it over time. But you see that it is devoid of markings inside it, but a single line is etched in Druidic above it. And Ori and Shanti, you read, quote, "And they shall be made to crawl on their bellies into the realm of
Shut
the
the fuck
departed,"
up.
unquote.
Into the realm of who?
I know what
The departed.
know this epic reference, Lux, and I hate it. That's the inscription before you go to hell.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you say it again? What was the last part after crawling?
On
Made
bellies.
to crawl on their bellies into the realm of the departed.
Okay. Well, what does that say,
I say it.
Ori? So... Okay. Well... I mean, I think this means that we're getting close to, being able to reconsecrate it. You know?
And we are supposed to risk our souls.
And we've already done that. We already died so many times, or almost died so many times.
Ori, you know that dying doesn't risk your soul. It just risks, it just
The
sends it
body.
away.
Yeah.
Risks your body.
But, if we're fighting Josts and Gahools, that is kind of risking our souls, because that's dangerous.
Okay, well, let's crawl, I guess. Do we have to crawl on our bellies?
I mean, that's what it says.
Okay, guys, are we
It's
gonna
about
ride?
a 3-foot space, so you could kind of shuffle hunched over if you wanted to, or you could just army crawl down.
Okay. I'll do some crawling. I can go first for this one, boys.
I think maybe Badger should go first again.
Yeah.
Not
So
to make you
true.
like the sacrificial Badger, but
The sacrificial badging.
Shanti squeaks the